Hey, good morning guys. So we have today HTC's answer to the Moto G's competitor, the HTC Desire 310. Now this guy cost about 12,000 Indian rupees, which is slightly less than the Moto G 16GB version, but then you would get it for probably a couple of hundred, still cheaper on online stores like Flipkart or Amazon, or probably with your local vendor if you can strike a good deal. So in this review video, we're gonna talk about the hardware, we're gonna talk about the user interface, the performance, and hopefully at last you'll be able to decide whether you should buy the Desire 310 or the Moto G, or maybe still some other competitor's product. So let's get started. You see that the Desire 310 is all plastic, and then you have the glass here, no metal anywhere. You have the 4.5-inch screen. It's a capacitive multi-touch screen, 480 by 854 pixels of a resolution. That's again quite low for a 4.5-inch screen, but then considering the price point, HTC had to cut the price somewhere. But then this translates to a dismal 218 ppi of color density, which is again very low. We're gonna see the display just in a bit. On top you have the earpiece here, you have the VGA front camera, so no boom speakers. You see the soft keys would be on the screen, effectively making the screen real estate less than 4.5 inch. On the left side you have pretty much nothing. Below you have the hole to open the back flap and your mouthpiece, there you can see. And then on the right side you have the power button, the volume rocker, and then on top 3.5mm jack and the micro USB 2.0 port. Behind you have the 5MP camera without an LED flash, so your nighttime photography is gonna be a little struggle. Also, I'm afraid the 5MP camera is a fixed focus camera, much to our disappointment really. You have the HTC branding and then the speaker grill here. At 11.3mm thickness, it's certainly not the thinnest device in the market. In fact, this guy feels quite bulky for a 4.5-inch device. The back has this nice matte finish, and you can see it's a very nice blue color that's kind of borrowed from HTC 8X, the Windows phones. Very nice blue color. However, the back as well as the front attracts a lot of fingerprints. You can see the fingerprints all over here. Despite of being matte, it attracts the fingerprint. So now let's go ahead and check out the battery and other stuff. So this guy has a 2000 mAh battery underneath, dual SIM. You have SIM 1 and SIM 2, both are full size SIM card, and then you have your micro SD card slot there. So overall, yeah, the phone fits quite nicely on the hand. However, it's quite bulky and it will certainly make its presence felt inside your pocket. Yeah, that's the Desire 310, and it's powered by Android Jelly Bean 4.2.2. That's again one step lower than the Moto G, which is powered by KitKat 4.4.2. You have the HTC Sense UI 5.1, but then you would see that it's not very different at the core from the core Jelly Bean ROM. On the left side, as always, you have Blink Feed that came with the HTC One, which is quite a convenient feature. You have all your news feeds and your social feeds right on one pages. That's how you refresh it. Yeah, you see, and you have your timings and the weather, everything. And also you can go ahead and you can add your home pages, 1 2 3 4 5, so 5 more home pages, and then you can add your widgets or apps or shortcuts. You can just simply long hold, drag them to a home page, and they're gonna be added there. You can see you can also long hold here to do the same thing. Your shortcuts are on the home screen here. So long press on the home button and drag it to go to Google Now. That's your recent app menu, and there is no close all button, with the help of which you can close all the apps at once, so you'll have to close them one by one, I'm afraid. Then that's your notification bar. There you can do it with them one by one, or simply press this to make all of them go away. Then you have your quick function toggle bar, yeah, and you can straight away go to your settings here. Now we're going to check out the settings. It's typical default Android Jelly Bean settings and connections, and then you have storage. So the Desire 310 comes with 4 GB of internal storage. Of course you have a micro SD card, but you can see only about 1 GB is available. So if you want to install big games like, let's say, Nova 3 or Asphalt 8, you're out of luck. You can add these many accounts, and then about phone, again there you see 4.2.2 HTC Desire 310 dual SIM. The app dock is customizable, yeah. You can also drag an icon on top of another one to quickly create a folder. Then that's your main app dock. There you see you have different kind of apps arranged in folder very nicely for your convenient, yeah, pre-arranged. You can also go here and you can change the grid size to 3x4 or 4x4. I like it 4x4 because I can see more apps on the same page. You can also search for your apps. You can arrange them in alphabetical order or most recent. It's quite smooth, the phone. It's powered by a MediaTek processor, a 1.3 gig processor, and it only has 512 MB RAM, which is again one of the downside of the phone. Now we're gonna take a look at some of the apps right here. So you have Google's default Android apps like Gmail, you have Gmap and YouTube. You see Chrome, Google Plus, Hangouts, Google Settings and Google Play Games and whatnot. You also have some popular third-party apps like WeChat, you see, and then some other tools. Polaris Office 5, also a third-party office app. You have Drive, one thing, and then the gallery. The albums are arranged in stack, like in the case of the stock ROM. You can go to the camera and you see all the photos are also arranged in stack. You can go to a photo. So this is one of the photos that we've taken using the Desire 310. The colors come out well, quite decent. The saturation is fine, you can see even the hue, but the problem is that it's a fixed focus camera. So and also only 5 MP camera, so the details are not there. And because you do not have an LED flash, the nighttime photo shows a lot of grains. You can go ahead and you can go to any of the pictures and then you can edit them. I see you can use many of these FX, and then some other filters and stuff. You can crop or straighten or rotate them and then do some other things. You can also share a photo via all these means here. You can also select photos or videos and then share them by all these means. Of course you cannot batch edit them. Yeah. So let's check out one of the videos to see how the display performs and the viewing angles are. The colors are fine, the blacks are quite dark, however the viewing angles are not very good. They are decent, though. Although the screen is glossy, you do not see many reflections, so you can fairly see well, but then when you stretch it too far, see about from here, the reflection actually takes over and the color of the screen changes. However, there's perfect synchronization between the audio and video, and there is no fuzziness, no discoloration, which is a good thing. There's no discoloration.
This could be the end.
metallic shine here is also intact. The blacks are quite dark. We also like the sound output. It's quite loud and quite bassy. Despite of not being the boom speakers here, it's quite good. Now let's check something.
That was my fist.
Where the sound changes somewhat. Whenever you keep the phone on a flat surface, but then the sound does not get obstructed much, which is a good thing. Yeah, so we're gonna check out some other media, let's say some music now, and let's go ahead and go to the music app. Where is my music app? This one. And let's try playing some songs. So we're gonna play this. So much to our liking, the output via the speaker is more than decent. Now the earphones supplied with this guy are not premium types and are not the noise cancelling in-ear types. However, in-ear canal types, if you will. However, the sounds are equally good. So we are more or less satisfied with the sound output here. The default browser also performs quite well. It renders the web pages just like your desktop computer would, although the scrolling is not very smooth. It lags at times. Yeah, you see, pinching zoom is supported, quite smooth, so as double tap zoom. Yeah. It also renders the mobile optimized site quite nicely, like you would see on nothingwire.com here. You see, scrolling here is also with slight lag, but then much better than the desktop version. Pinching zoom is again supported and as smooth as before. Double tap zoom is also supported. Yeah. We also did an HTML5 test, and this browser scores pretty good, 406 out of 555. So this I'm going to show you a bit of the browser here. So you can create new tabs just like so, and then you can force desktop side, and then you can go to settings and you can have all these general settings and content settings and privacy and security and whatnot. Yeah. You see the phone lags a bit when you multitask, or you're suddenly coming out from a demanding app straight to the home page. Mainly thanks to the 512 MB RAM, which is quite less, by the way. Then you have the 5 MP camera, which is again one of the downside, mainly because it's fixed focus. You see, it does not focus there. So it's quite fast because I have set the no lag in settings. So you can see here 0 shutter delay. It's quite fast there. The video takes about half a second to start, but that's okay. You can also take stills while recording videos, which is again quite fast. Yeah, very good buffer. Then you have some modes here. You have your normal mode, then HDR, your portrait, panorama, and multi-angle, and some other modes here. Then your settings, main settings, your GPS, exposure, compensation scale, there your color effect, and scene modes. You have all these modes. Then your white balance, yeah, quite a lot of those, anti-flicker, and then 0 shutter delay, and there you see your burst shot takes 40 shots at the max, and you can do it just by keep on pressing. Very good burst rate. Yeah, pixel size, there you see max 5 MP, and your ISO goes up to 1600. Also, I doubt the 1600 would come out any good. You have time-lapse interval, your video quality, fine. So as I told you before, the still quality are pretty decent under enough light. The details are not much there, mainly due to the less megapixel count, and also because of the camera, because the camera is fixed focus. Nearly everything are in focus, and you cannot make kind of those you cannot make your subject stand out from the background. Under low light it shows lots of grain, mainly because of the absence of the LED flash here. You also have a pretty big dialer, yeah? Then you can go to logs and your contacts, and there yes, you cannot straight away message from that, but the call quality is excellent, but that has become a standard of any smartphone these days. The reception is also very, very good. So those are about some apps, and the phone is quite smooth for everyday usage. However, as you've seen during this demo, while coming out from a demanding app straight to the home page, and while you're doing heavy multitasking, the phone lags a bit. But then apart from that, for everyday most layman usage, this phone is just fine. But the question is whether this guy can trump the Moto G, because the Moto G has kind of set a standard at this price point, about 12,000 13,000 price point. Now to talk about that, there are some things that the Desire 310 lacks over the Moto G. First thing is that Moto G runs on Android KitKat 4.4.2. This guy runs only on Jelly Bean 4.2.2. We do not have any official news whether when HTC is gonna upgrade this device to KitKat, or whether if at all. Because this price point devices are generally ignored while giving the updates. We just hope HTC does that. Apart from that, a big advantage on the Moto G is that its camera is autofocus. Plus the Moto G also has the stock Android ROM, which is faster and smoother than this. It has more memory, 1 GB, and a good processor. This guy only has a MediaTek processor. So there are many things where the Desire 310 could have done better. Design and look wise, the phone looks quite okay. It fits very nicely in hand. Overall, the UI performances are smooth and very good for daily usage. But then I'm sad to say that it kind of lags behind the Moto G in many areas. Thank you.